Hey, what's up, guys? Team Hard Life Captain Alberto Zertuche here, and back to a Storytelling Thursday. Well, this is one of those stories of trying out a new leader with a different kind of bait, and it produced very well for me. I was actually fishing Bob Hall Pier, and I was trying out a 721 Harrington, and this was before the curse of the 721s ever entered into my fishing tackle. So it was one of them trips where I was using a Shimano TLD-15 with a Tiger Braid 25-pound test and a mono top shot of 50. What I did was I created a three-way swivel, and I was using 100-pound mono as my bottom portion for my weight, and then for my hook section, because I was hooking sharks, I was using 180-pound single strand piano wire. And what I was doing was using a Gorilla 7 J hook for it, and I was getting finger mullet about this big. I was cutting off the head and just using the head, like literally right behind the gills, cut it off, and then putting it through it. I mean, the hook was this big in comparison to the bait. And what I was doing was I was bombing it straight up the middle. On Bob Hall Pier, straight up the middle as far as I can cast. And since I was throwing like a 10-ounce weight or an 8-ounce weight at the time, I was getting it. And I'm talking, it was 150 yards plus on cast. Easy every time. I mean, it was just getting way out there. And so I started hooking up 1 fish, 2 fish, 3 fish, 4 fish. I mean, it was getting crazy. And you know, my buddy that I was fishing with at the time, he was looking at me, he's like, man, he's like, everybody started doing it, you know, but it was the difference of about 15 yards between their cast and my cast that I was getting that little bit of extra, and that little bit of extra was causing me to catch a lot more fish. Maybe I was getting it just on the other side of the bar or on top of the bar. I mean, I don't know exactly what it was, but you can see the difference between my catches and nobody else's catches. I was the only one hooking up. And so, you know, that was one instance. Another instance was I was overcasting everything and everybody was catching them right up front. But that was too also fine with me because they were doing 3 and 4 footers. And granted, you know, there's times when I want to go out there and have a little bit of fun and catch a whole bunch of fish, but then it gets to the point where I don't want to catch 3 and 4 footers. I want to go for the 5 or 6 or 7 footer, and yes, I may only catch one during the trip. The quality of fish that I wanted to pull to the pier, that was going to be more worth my time. I mean, I don't want to sound too arrogant or anything like that, but it just, you know, there's times when even when say you're catching bait, you're sitting there catching perch because you need perch. Then it gets to the point you're like, yeah, I'm done. I don't need to catch anymore. It's kind of in that same lines, you know. Now you want to go for the reds, so you're using the perch to catch the reds. So that's kind of where my thought process was on it and stuff like that. But it was one of them things that I was using. I'm telling you, it was an itty bitty bait like this, and I was catching 5 and 6 foot sharks, 40 to 50 inch bull reds, just one after another after another. I think it was about 9 fish in 3 hours. And then another time I did no fish except for the one, I think it was about a 6 or 7 foot bull in the whole trip, because I kept going deeper than everybody else, but everybody else was landing 20 to 30 sharks per person, smoking me on the numbers. But I got that one that I wanted, and I was happy with that. Helping everybody else land theirs was another bonus I got to have. So, you know, it's the enjoyment of being out there at the end of the day. So, thanks again for watching. And again, got to have a bait in the water, and sometimes paying attention to what everybody else is doing can help you catch fish or not catch fish. It's all up to you to decide what's happening when it's happening. You know what I mean? So, all right, guys, you'll have a good one.